Hey guys, it's Kassmichelle, and today I decided to film a book recommendation video. I know none of you guys are probably going to be interested in this, but I love books, so why not share my love of books with you guys as well. So I have 4 books and they alternate a lot, so let's just get started. The first book I have is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and it's kind of like ripped, but basically this book is a practical guide to like self-freedom. It's inspiring. It talks about self-confidence and self-acceptance and how we have to be compassionate towards each other, and it's basically talking about like what's the actual key to life and what's the key to happiness, and like how could we make each other better people, and how could we understand things without being stubborn. And basically the reason why the book is called The 4 Agreements is because it gives you 4 like main topics. So the first one is be impeccable with your word, the other one is don't take anything personally and don't make assumptions, and then always do your best. And with these 4 agreements that you will lead a happy life. And the reason why I love this book is because it's true. Like it talks about like, that was so weird, sorry, but it talks about like why we put each other down, like not only each other but like ourselves, how we put each other down and how that affects us and how that affects people around us. And honestly, like this book overall is just talking about happiness and how to be happy, and I recommend it because it's a great book and it's a great summer read. And honestly, it's a short book and most of it is just like inspirational. And this book is kind of religious, I guess you can say. It does talk about religion, it does mention religion, hell, heaven, blah blah blah, but I'm not religious, but I still like it. So yeah, I definitely recommend you read it. My second book is Bad by Jean Ferris. It's about a 16-year-old troubled girl named Dallas who is caught during a robbery, and then she's sent to a rehabilitation center. Basically her life was spiraling down, and then she goes into this rehabilitation center. And what I like about this book is that it doesn't say like, oh, like she lived happily ever after. No, it's just saying that like she's going to accept things and she'll see where she goes on from that. And that's what I like it, because there's no happily ever after in life, you know. And then it's also talking about, also mentions like the other stories of the girls who are in the rehabilitation center with her, and it just talks about like how people could stab you in the back at any given moment, so don't trust nobody. And it talks about how it's you, only you can make yourself better, and the only person for self-improvement is yourself. The third book I recommend is Wuthering Heights by Emily, I'm gonna mispronounce this, Brunet, I don't know, but I was given this as a summer assignment for my English literature class, and I finished it. I just finished it, and honestly it was amazing, and I'll definitely read it again. When I first started reading it, I thought it was boring and I didn't really like it, but as I kept reading and I kept writing notes and stuff, I was like, wow, this is some good-ish right here. So what this revolves around is basically 2 characters. I guess you could say it's kind of like a love story. Not really. It's like dramatic and it's intense, and honestly it's really good, and it's drama. And basically, sorry, my mom was calling and I had to take a call, but anyway, the book is kind of revengeful. It's about a guy who I guess was adopted, and basically he falls in love with this girl, and then he leaves that girl somewhere else, and then he seeks revenge on 2 families. So it's kind of like, what are you doing with your life? Like, how do you find this time? And basically he grew up to be successful, and it just talks about his life, and it follows him from childhood to adulthood. And honestly, I do recommend it, and I keep saying honestly, but these books are just so amazing, and I do recommend that at least once in your life you read them. And that's basically what the book is about. There's a lot of different things going on in the book. It can be confusing, but if you love reading like me, you will definitely stick it on to the 4th and final book. No, it's not the best, and no, it's not the worst, but this is definitely a teenage book, I guess you can say. It is called Keeping the Moon. Keeping the Moon by Sarah Dessen. Can't pronounce that. But yeah, it's a great book. Basically, it's about a teenager who was poor her whole life, and she lived in a car with her mom, and basically they went from nothing to something because her and her mom were overweight, and then her mom decided to lose weight, and then so now her mom's like a celebrity selling weight loss stuff. So it basically talks about her life, how she goes from nothing to something, how she loses a ton of weight. No, it does not touch on body image. Like, it does kind of touch on body image, and it's like, oh, like, I was feeling so down, and now like I gained all this confidence and stuff like that. I wish it would have touched a little bit more on body image because it is a teenage book. Basically, it just talks about turning your life from nothing to something. So I definitely do recommend you read that book. Overall, the book is about a teenager's life who changes, and how it's life changing, and how no matter how much she changed as a person, no matter how much weight she lost, no matter how famous her mom was, or how much like popularity her family had, that she still feels kind of low and she doesn't feel in place and stuff like that. Overall, the book I would say touches on self-confidence, and how just because you have all these materialistic things doesn't mean it's gonna bring you happiness, and that's definitely what I like about the book. So that's all I have to say for that book. All these books, I try to touch on them and try to give you a brief summary. Sorry, I keep doing this. And try to give you a brief summary on the books, because honestly, you have to read it for yourself to find out if you like it and stuff like that. And yeah, so that is it. That is my last book recommendation. I hope you guys liked this video. It was short, it was quick, and it was easy. But yeah, I definitely love reading, and if you love reading, you guys should definitely check out these books. And that is basically it. So thank you guys for watching, and bye.